Hi, I'm Mayor Jim Dodge with this edition of the Board Meeting Brief. At yesterday's Village Board meeting, we covered many important items that reflect both our values and our commitment to strengthening our community. This update's longer than usual, so be patient with me because we did a lot last night. First, we unanimously approved a resolution honoring America's labor workforce. Coming right after Labor Day is a reminder of the hard work, dedication, and sacrifices that built this country and continue to power our economy. Orland Park stands with working men and women everywhere. Relatedly, the Village Board passed a responsible bidder ordinance to ensure that all companies working with the Village have the proper licenses, proof of insurance, and good records of previous performances. What this means for you is that the Village is ensuring quality work will be done by responsible vendors while guarantee safe and fair business practices. We want what's best for Orland Park, and that means making sure we always work with the best out there. We also passed a resolution appealing for peace in Gaza and humanitarian aid to the civilian populations impacted by the conflict. As home to one of the largest Palestinian American communities, Orland Park understands the pain and suffering of many of our neighbors are experiencing. Our resolution is a statement of compassion and it reflects the values of our diverse community. We will soon send that resolution to our federal officials, including the President and representatives in Congress, to urge them to facilitate that humanitarian aid. The board approved several advisory board appointments, ensuring our residents continue to have a strong voice in shaping our policies and priorities of the Village. This is an important step in getting more resident input in our decisions. Speaking of our residents' voices, we heard from a number of you last night about how you felt regarding the proposed upgrades to Evergreen View Park. Thank you to the residents who showed up at the meeting, as well as the public meetings we held to discuss what changes you'd like to see for that neighborhood park. At the end of the discussion, the Village Board instructed the Recreation Department to move forward applying for state grants and to create two different concepts, one with a splash pad, one without, so we can again ask residents to decide what is best for that community park. On the infrastructure side, we advanced new road improvement projects that will strengthen safety, traffic flow, and quality of life across Orland Park. The Village Board also gave final approval to Weber Grill that will be building a new restaurant at 142nd and LaGrange Road in the downtown Orland Park development. We're very excited about that. Importantly, we secured a long-term solution for the property at 17101 Wolf Road. By purchasing the site, we prevented an unwanted auto repossession storage lot from being located there. Instead, we will use the property to construct a stormwater basin that will alleviate flooding issues for the surrounding neighborhoods. This is a win for our community, and it demonstrates what happens when residents and village leadership work together. I'd also like to do a special thank you to Orland Township Supervisor Paul O'Grady for his efforts and partnership in this project. One thing I'd like to highlight from the meeting last night is the grocery tax. The Village Board voted to continue the current state grocery tax at its current level. Let me be clear, this is not a new tax. For context, in August 2024, the governor signed a bill that eliminated the state-imposed grocery tax that went directly to towns like Orland Park. Since that time, August 2024, most communities have continued the grocery tax as a way to maintain existing services. In the Village's case, we would stand to lose approximately $4.5 million annually. To put that in perspective, $4.5 million equals 30 police officers or 56 public works employees. We are not going to allow that to happen. So by continuing this grocery tax, the Village will maintain high-quality services for the residents of Orland Park, like redoing our roads, parks, and ensuring the police department continues to have what they need to keep us all safe. At the Committee of the Whole meeting, the Village Board discussed implementing a new vendor disclosure ordinance to tighten up our ethics ordinances. Under the proposed ordinance, vendors doing business with the Village would need to disclose any business relationship they have had with Village trustees, the mayor, the Village manager, or department directors. Any vendor who has had any business relationship in the past 10 years or reasonably expects such a relationship in the following 12 months would need to fill out a simple form to disclose that relationship to do business with the Village of Orland Park. As we discussed, the Village Board provided feedback on the ordinance, and we're going to take this matter up again in the near future. The ordinance is proposed to strengthen the accountability, ensure public confidence, and mitigate both actual and perceived conflicts of interest. An important financial issue was also taken up at the Committee of the Whole meeting. We again reviewed the Village's total debt situation. The initial maximum potential general obligation debt issuance was estimated to be at $251 million. However, based on a re-examination of previous commitments and based on previous board decisions, the village is now on a glide path towards a maximum potential general obligation debt of $275 million. Despite decisions made by the previous board, the new board is committed to make sure we do not get to that point. These actions reflect Orland Park's commitment to transparency, honesty, protecting our neighborhoods, improving infrastructure, and leading with compassion. As always, please reach out with any of your ideas or comments you may have. I thank you again, and I hope to see you around town.